Have you ever tried getting into a cab with a Muslim driver in Dearborn, Michigan with your dog?
Good morning.
Good morning. Astaghfirullah. No dog. You have to take your dog out from my car.
Relax, man. He's a certified support dog. He's very friendly and won't bite anyone.
No, get out. Get out now. It's Najiz. Najiz.
Ha! What's wrong with you? Can't you see that I'm disabled? Come on, Rufus.
Do you know why this Muslim taxi driver was so afraid of the friendly dog?
Just as Prophet Muhammad conquered Medina, Muslims have already conquered this land. Islam is now the dominant religion in Dearborn, Michigan. That infidel should show us respect. He shouldn't bring his dog into my car. According to Prophet Muhammad, anything that comes into contact with a dog's saliva is impure, najis, and must be washed 7 times, the first of which should be with soil. So, why on earth should I let a dog into my car?
Have you ever tried entering a Muslim-owned restaurant in Dearborn, Michigan with your dog?
No dogs allowed, ma'am.
But I can't leave my dog outside. It's very cold now. My dog is very nice. He won't cause any problems.
I'm afraid you'll have to take him outside.
That's just so mean.
That infidel woman needs to learn how to live with Muslims in Dearborn now that we are the majority. She needs to understand that dogs are impure for Muslims. We operate under halal guidelines. Allowing dogs indoors raises concerns about dog fur getting onto surfaces and coming into contact with serving areas. Our Muslim customers feel uncomfortable with dogs. In order to maintain a halal-friendly environment for all customers, stricter cleanliness rules must be enforced.
I love dogs like family. Where traditional Islam becomes dominant, dogs disappear from homes and streets, strays get poisoned, and our dog-loving culture dies. That terrifies me more than anything.
This dislike of dogs in Islam comes straight from how Prophet Muhammad viewed and spoke about dogs. This story is from Sahih Muslim number 2015. One morning, Prophet Muhammad was silent with grief.
Gabriel had promised me that he would meet me tonight, but he did not meet me. By Allah, he never broke his promises.
Rasulullah spent the day in this sad mood. Then it occurred to him that there had been a puppy under his bed. He commanded that the puppy was taken out from his house. After that, he took some water in his hand and sprinkled it at that place. When it was evening, Gabriel met him.
You promised me that you would meet me the previous night.
Yes, but we do not enter a house in which there is a dog or a picture.
Then on that very morning, Prophet Muhammad commanded,
Kill all dogs. Kill them all.
The companions take it literally and start killing every dog they see. Even the dogs belonging to desert travelers who were just passing through Medina. Some Muslims met the Prophet to express their concerns.
Who will look after my livestock if my dogs die?
I need my dogs to watch after my plantation.
I cannot hunt without my dogs, and if I don't hunt, my family won't survive.
Okay then, kill all dogs except dogs for the protections of cultivated land, livestock, and for hunting.
Let's take a look at what just happened. First, who exactly is this Gabriel? Muslims believe Gabriel is the same as the biblical angel Gabriel. Yet the Gabriel who refuses to enter a house because a puppy is hiding under the bed feels like a completely different character from the mighty archangel Gabriel. In fact, the contrast is so stark that it's hard to see them as the same being, even if they share a similar name. The biblical Gabriel stands in the presence of God himself. He casually walks into a room to meet Zechariah in the temple to announce the birth of John the Baptist, with no purity checklist required, no need to scan the house for dogs, pictures, or ritual impurity first. The angel Gabriel also met Mary in her house to announce the birth of Jesus, in a private house in Nazareth, a tiny village where archaeological evidence shows dogs lived in and under almost every home. Gabriel showed zero concern about animals or impurity in either location. The Bible never once mentions ritual contamination, angels fleeing from animals, or anything remotely like a no dogs allowed policy. There is literally no verse in the entire Old or New Testament where Gabriel, or any angel, refuses to enter a place because of a dog, a picture, or any animal. In the book of Daniel, Gabriel flies swiftly, physically touches a human, gives strength, shut lions' mouths inside lions' den. He's a warrior messenger, not a germaphobe. The Islamic Gabriel in the puppy incident refuses to cross the threshold of a house because a stray puppy is napping under a bed. Treats a harmless baby dog like radioactive spiritual waste. Triggers an immediate kill order against an entire species because of his personal discomfort. To anyone who has read about Gabriel in the Bible, this Islamic portrayal of Gabriel feels like a bizarre downgrade. The angel who looked upon the face of God and announced the incarnation is now supposedly too fragile to be in the same building as a puppy? The same Gabriel who strengthened Daniel in the lion's den is afraid of a creature that licks your face and wags its tail? That's not the same angel. Most likely, Gabriel is nothing but some hypersensitive, dog-hating imposter Muslim jinn who hijacked Gabriel's name. Second, in the span of a single morning, Prophet Muhammad went from quietly tolerating a stray puppy sleeping under his own bed to ordering the massacre of every dog in the city. Before Gabriel complained about dog, the Prophet's door was apparently open wide enough for a homeless little puppy to wander in, curl up, and nap in peace. No one in the holiest household on earth bothered to chase it out or kill it. The second Gabriel complained, that same harmless puppy became cosmic contamination, and suddenly every dog in the city had to die. That's not divine revelation. That's a grown man having a temper tantrum because his supernatural visitor has a no-dogs policy. 1 minute a puppy is safe under the Prophet's own bed, the next minute thousands of innocent animals are sentenced to death. That's not mercy. That's a mood swing with a body count. After ordering that all dogs be killed, some black dogs apparently still survived. This bothered Prophet Muhammad's sick and sadistic mind.
If dogs were not a species of creature, I would order that they all be killed, especially the pure black ones.
But didn't you order that all the dogs be killed?
What's wrong with a black dog?
The black dog is a devil.
Oh, really? I thought a black dog is just a dog with more melanin.
Prophet Muhammad hated dogs so much that he banned people from trading them. This is ironic, given that he approved of the slave trade.
My father bought a slave who practiced the profession of cupping. He then broke the slave's instruments of cupping. Why did you do that?
The Prophet forbade the acceptance of the price of a dog or blood, and also forbade the profession of tattooing, getting tattooed, and receiving or giving riba or usury, and cursed the picture makers.
According to the Prophet, it is haram to buy and sell dogs, yet halal to buy and sell humans. Go figure.
Sahih Bukhari 2822, narrated Abu Mas'ud al-Ansari.
I considered the price of a dog, the earnings of a prostitute, and the fees charged by a soothsayer to be illegal.
Wow! Do you really believe that money made from selling a dog is considered as evil as money made from prostitution, witchcraft, or usury? You clearly have a problem with dogs.
Sahih Bukhari 511, narrated Aisha.
The things that annal prayers were mentioned to me. They said that prayer is annulled by a dog, a donkey, or a woman passing in front of people who are praying. This means that women are considered to be the same as dogs.
This hadith states that if a dog passes in front of Muslims who are praying, their prayer is annulled. This means that their prayer will not bring any blessings from Allah, or that Allah rejects their prayer. If a group of Muslims are praying in front of Kaaba in Mecca, and a stray dog walks between them and the Kaaba, then their prayer is made null and void. It is difficult to convey the message of Islam, which contains teachings perceived as hostile toward dogs, to a society that views dogs as man's best friend, such as American society. Sheikh Uthman is a Muslim preacher who is eager to portray Islam to Americans as a loving and peaceful religion, altering whatever he feels necessary in order to do so. Therefore, in the following video, Sheikh Uthman modifies the traditional Islamic message about dogs to appeal to his new converts.
What is the actual Islamic ruling to owning a dog?
See, a lot of people have these misconceptions. They think as if it's absolutely forbidden to keep a dog.
Pay attention when Sheikh Uthman touches the dog. The dog responds immediately by moving his head toward Sheikh's hand, and he immediately removes his hand so that the dog cannot sniff it or lick it. This is because in Islam, dog's saliva considered as najiz, dirty, haram. If a Muslim touched dog's saliva, then he has to wash that part 7 times. Sheikh Uthman wanted to sell Islam as a friendly religion and not as a germ-phobic cult. That's why he didn't say anything about dog's saliva.
In the authentic hadith in al-Bukhari, it said if somebody keeps a dog, they will lose 2 qira'at, or in one riwayah, 1 qira'at of reward.
What is kirat? Kirat is unit of reward. 1 kirat is as big as a mountain. Losing 1 or more kirats per day is a huge loss for Muslim, since if they don't have enough reward of good deeds in the afterlife, they would end up in hellfire.
But then he said, illa ghanam, except for when it's for livestock, to take care of livestock, or sayd, or hunting, or zir'a, which is the farming as well. So that means that when you have a reason to keep a dog, then there is no loss of reward, there is no impermissibility, there's no issue with it, there's no disliked issue of it when you have a reason.
Sheikh Uthman accurately quotes Bukhari 5480. Only hunting and watchdogs, plus farming and herding in one narration, are permitted. Any other dog incurs a substantial daily deduction in the form of a reward of 1 or 2 kirats. He then replaces the Prophet's strict, closed list with his own open-ended rule. As long as you have a reason, there's no problem, thereby quietly expanding permission to guide dogs, disability dogs, urban security dogs, and so on. Exceptions the Prophet never mentioned, while only excluding fashion dogs. This presents a much softer, more modern and American-friendly ruling, presenting it as if it were the Prophet's own words, when it is actually Uthman's addition, not Prophet Muhammad's. This is the deception. In New York, hundreds of Muslims block a public street to pray. When you see something like this, The obvious question arises. New York has dozens of mosques. Why spill out into traffic? The honest answer isn't lack of space. It's a deliberate show of strength. Their numbers have grown, and this is how demographic confidence announces itself. The same way Muhammad gradually took control of Medina once his followers became numerous enough. They would never attempt this mass prayer, Sholat Jama'ah, in an area full of barking dogs. Dogs are the one thing that actually stops them. Pigs are a myth in this context. Classical Islamic sources are explicit. The presence of dogs, donkeys, or women invalidates the prayer. Think about that for 5 seconds. Men walk past. Children run by. Cats, motorcycles, even horses can cross the prayer lines and nothing happens. But let a dog trot through or a woman walk in front of them and poof, Allah suddenly goes deaf. The same God who keeps galaxies in motion apparently can't hear over a tail wag or a menstrual cycle. Why? What is cosmically radioactive about a dog that it blocks divine Wi-Fi? Does the prayer travel on a straight laser beam a tail might interrupt? Does Allah have canine allergies? And why exactly is a woman categorized with farm animals? Is her mere existence that polluting to the creator of existence?
The Islamic anti-dog rules are absurd. Dogs are loyal companions, capable of detecting cancer, finding earthquake survivors, catching criminals, comforting the suicidal, and guiding the blind. The idea that they are spiritually toxic isn't just irrational, it feels morally obscene.